Less than 3. I couldn't remember whether the chambers of the heart were atria or ventricles. I looked it up. They're both. The atrium brings the blood in, gestures to the coat rack, pours a glass of red wine, then out through the swollen, sodden gills. Love-dub, all best to the wife and kids. Missing you, there's some muscle I can't untense. It's not even a vagina muscle. It's my heart. I was thinking the heart's chambers are made of cells, which are made of chambers. But then I remembered muscle cells are really more like those rolls of cookie dough you slice and throw in the oven. Discrete strands. Maybe string cheese would have been a better metaphor, but it's too late now. I've already made it about cookies. If you don't like cookies, then you can go fuck yourself. It turns out heart cells aren't even like normal muscle cells. They've only got one nucleus, and they spend all their lives making sure they keep living. Under duress, their walls thicken. I'm pretty sure someone grew them in a petri dish, and all the cells began to beat in synchrony, the tiniest dubstep concert ever. Cardiomyocytes can grow, but once they die, you're totally screwed. I didn't even want to drop the name cardiomyocyte. There's a joke about monogamy in all this somewhere. I will find it. I'll tell it to you, and you'll laugh, and I'll keep tensing up my heart, because if I don't, I'll die, and this love poem will have been for nothing. Escape Artist. I've listened to this album so many times, I can't hear it anymore, and I'm worried my sex life is boring. Even our handcuffs are cheap, the kind you can slip open with a corkscrew and a little patience. My drummer says he feels like he's hitting me when he uses sticks. I can't tell if he's flirting. I can't tell if that's okay. He's kind of a slut, but he calls himself a curator, so he gets away with it. Meanwhile, I'll feel an obligation to mistrust the missionary position because I had sex in a graveyard one time and need to prove I'm still adventurous. You have no such need. More than once, you have straddled me, gazed lovingly into my eyes, and whispered, "What is a shallot?" I bought you an aluminum abacus for our anniversary because anniversaries are dumb. At night, we get naked, and you start counting evil thoughts. Click, click, go the little beads, like tiny clocks every time you come. An illustrated guide to the post-apocalypse. 1. The future has an obscenely happy ending. One day, there you are, then suddenly, bang! 3 a.m., and you're spending the rest of eternity eating a plate of eggs over easy listening 102.1, incandescent with fever. You look at me and I begin to melt, just like the snow when a ray of sun is felt. So sing along, you lovesick vampire. And I'm crazy about you, baby, can't you see? So don't you dare go ahead and die on me. 2. 15 people have lived and died for every one still alive. And that's just the pre-apocalypse. My God. We're the protagonists of our own stories, trapped in the basement of our lives. I will wipe the yolk from your chin and paint our faces green, so when the aliens find us, they'll nod, "Keep up the good work," instead of kidnapping us for their human milking machine. That is how much I love you. 3. A conductor, an undercover cop, and a functional adult walk into a bar. Happy birthday! Let's get wasted and watch late-night television. Close your eyes and make a wish. Blowjobs, blowjobs, blowjobs. Now, back to our scheduled programming, but first, our weekly weather forecast. There will be girls! Girls, 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 girls. 4. It was winter for years. I had your voicemails on repeat, like digital jukeboxes, eating all my quarters in new AAAs. Did you know 3 people were crushed to death by vending machines in 1988? I bet too many people couldn't eat just one, and one, and one, and I can't blame them. You are my favorite song. All clattering cages, shattering bulbs, dead skin cells grind dancing, dead skin cells like tinder on kindling, keeping me warm. 5. Sometimes I imagine you've died, instead of just moving to Chicago, and how impossible it would be to replace you. When the world ends, there will be no cars, or textiles, or houses that aren't blueprinted in kid pics. No food that is an easy mac looted from abandoned supermarkets. I love you like a felony conviction. I love you because you weigh probably 600 pounds less than a vending machine, which is one less way for you to kill me. Take off my skin before the atom bomb. Pronounce my name like identity theft. Fill your lungs with ghost-muffled sirens to bless the brittle refuge of my ankles. I love you, cosmic anonymity. I love you, organized a little out of entropy. I love you, pale blue dot in the red shift. I love 6. Welcome to continued existence in the face of nothingness. This electron aimless search for a heart that opens swings like a gate. And that's not all. You've got to knock and see if someone is home. And if they are, do they want to buy a subscription to Us Weekly? Long odds, yeah, but you've got to do it. That's life. You can't touch the world without being touched back, not even after the world ends. Every breath is still shameless seduction, every moment the latest vital scene. So applause my hands, you accidents of flesh. We are not victims of life. We are survivors of death.